honor and privilege to welcome you all to the screening, the finale of the vaccine war.
Congratulations to Vivek Agnihotri and Pallavi Joshi.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. I'm sure these claps are not for us, but for these superheroes. Thank you very much for your love and support to this wonderful thing which our scientists did. When why this film was very, very important to tell, because when COVID came and when there was darkness all around and there was no hope, and you can imagine in a poor country, all of you, most of you are here who have spent their childhood and adulthood in India, so you know that. The density of population is so unimaginable for anyone else that it was impossible. Everybody thought that we will perish. As you have seen, most of the reports from a lot of, I know New York is a very political place, but I must say, but most of the left-oriented, more leftist publications all over the world started saying that India is going to perish, India is going to die, almost 40–50% people. In February, first week of February, when nobody in India even knew about that something called COVID, or world didn't know, at that time, these scientists secretly, without telling even the government of India, started working on the vaccine. Just a bunch of few people, and mostly women. We have not shown the sacrifices they have made because the scientists didn't want too much, they didn't want us to tell too much about their family and personal affairs. But this is not a story of just these scientists. It's a story of every Indian woman. Today, where we travel a lot in the world, wherever I go, I find there is trust deficit. People don't trust each other. But in every part of the world, Indians are trusted. And they are trusted because of their mothers, who sacrifice so much but give right values to their child. They just want their child to be trusted by the world. And I'll take little more time. This is the closing screening, and one of the most important screenings, and for us it's the real litmus test to do it in New York. And I want to tell you guys, India has been slave to invaders and colonizers for 1,000 years. In America, everybody understands what slavery is all about. You are struggling with white and black problem. When you look at black population, the African population, you look with compassion. You know that they have suffered so much. Therefore, it's time to help them, empower them, make them come and walk besides you one-on-one. That is the principle of equality. Indians and dogs are not allowed. My parents had a picture where they were standing outside a club in Calcutta which said Indians and dogs are not allowed. Both my parents were freedom fighters. My mother was 17 when she got arrested, and she spent all her 3–4 years of her marriage inside a jail, in a prison. My father was caned, and it's a story of almost all Indians. After 1,000 years, we found freedom with non-violence. In last 70 years, we have been very poor. When Britishers left us, we were very poor, extremely poor. It's impossible for anybody to comprehend how poor we were. In my family, one mango, 4 brothers used to eat. We were so poor. But we never invaded anyone. We never attacked anyone. We did not disturb geopolitics. What we did, we educated our children. That's why today, after 70 years, if you see any educated field, be it medicine, be it engineering, be it NASA, be it bioscience, any education, legal, you'll find Indians are shining everywhere. We are the only country in the world which calls our country Bharat Mata, which means you are a goddess. We are the only civilization which puts 3 goddesses on top, Lakshmi, Durga and Saraswati. We have a goddess only for education. We are the believers of Saraswati. We believed in education because we believe in humanity. And this film, if you have seen, when the world was suffering, India, despite being not as developed a country as other countries, we helped 101 countries. This is what India stands for. I personally believe I'm here to advocate and champion the cause of very, very strong Indo-US ties. I want these 2 democracies, we want these 2 democracies, America with its excellence, marvel, technology, science, human excellence. And when it comes to human qualities, values, relationships, family, warmth, trust, and the welfare of the entire world, I think India and US, when we shake hands, we can literally change this world. This film is a step in that direction. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your support.
This
Mohanji?
became a very important film to us when we read the story, when we read the book, Going Viral by Dr. Balram Bhargav. To me, it is more special because my grandmother used to be an actor. After that, my mother was a singer. And yet both of them, I don't know how they managed their work and their families so well. And I always, whenever I heard, I've been a working professional all my life, but every time I heard that somehow there is a concept that Indian women are not empowered, it used to hurt me terribly, because I'm a living example of an empowered woman. Not just me, my grandmother, it starts from my grandmother. So when we came across this book, it became very important for me to tell this story. It became very important for the 2 of us to make the entire world understand what is Indic feminism. The sacrifice, the struggle, the talent of these super scientists, their tenacity, everything was a story in itself. And I'm so glad, I'm feeling so honored to have played one of the scientists in the film, Dr. Priya Abraham. We showed this film to all the scientists, and I just can't tell you, it was such a fan moment for me to have read what everyone had done for us. The fact that we are sitting here today, we are talking, we are doing this show, all of you have come to see, thanks to scientists like these women who've saved us, who've saved humanity. And in the end, if there are any questions, now we are ready to take some questions. Mohanji?
We'd like to invite the Consul General, Randeep Jaiswalji,
Namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
कैसे हैं? Yeah, I know. Wonderful. Hello, Mr. Cox. Thank you.
Very nice.
Please come.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please
Very
come.
well.
Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, thank you for your very gracious invitation, and what a wonderful project. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure I've enjoyed the movie, and I'm sure many more people across the world are going to enjoy it. Thank you for telling us the story of India's scientists. We're always proud of them, and of course, we're always proud of India-US ties and relationship. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cox, your few words, please.
Yes, I want to congratulate Vivek and Pallavi on their wonderful dramatic presentation here. I have to confess, I had a few tears in my eyes on a number of times. So let's give them a good hand for what they have done. And what you have done, and I speak of one who's intensely involved in our politics in this country, who lived at the apex in the White House, the apex of American power, and understand it, and one whose family fought for our independence almost 250 years ago, and established our oldest democracy, and you're the largest democracy in the world. And we can applaud it. Thank you. And here you dramatize how your country is fighting for its independence. A group of women, scientists, on their own, grabbed it and said, we can do this. Not that you can do it, not that I can do it, but that we can do it. They were talking about India can do it. And India did it, and you have dramatized it and made it clear that great success. Thank you very much for doing it. Bless you for doing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I actually don't have a question. I just want to thank you immensely, Vivek ji and Pallavi ji, because in a world where people are very scared to face the truth, let alone speak it, you're always on your front foot making sure that the world is aware of what India is made of or what its history has been. And the proof lies in the fact that my children, who have actually studied Indian history, do not wish to look back at their textbooks, and they look forward to your movies because they feel like the truth and the reality that comes out of your movies is something that they feel more patriotic towards. And I commend you, and I want to just keep thanking you that please keep on with the good work. My children are waiting.
I'm Indu Jaiswal. First of all, a big congratulations, a big salute to both of you. I am a healthcare worker. I work during the COVID every day. So I could relate to everything what you told us. It's very, very important. And I could feel I was actually crying. The movie has shown the reality. My question to you is that, did you feel any challenges when you were doing the data collection from the women scientists, who were actually preparing, especially I was in India in January 2020 because I lost my mother. And we had no idea at that time what was going on. In February when we came back, we heard about the COVID. But I was there that time, the research was going on, but we did not hear anything in India at that time. So did you feel any challenges that time when you were collecting the data?
Of course, yes. Scientists talk very logically, very black and white, and they don't show their emotions. The first few months, it was very difficult to get into their hearts, their minds, and their personal lives. And but slowly, then I realized that I cannot talk to them as a filmmaker. I have to become part of their family, and we did that. And once we did that, everything became simple. And I've learned in life that the most important thing is to connect with people and connect with emotions. Once you do that, you can open treasures which you can't even imagine.
I had one question about, I was just wondering, this was the final day that you're showing the movie here. What was the whole sequence? I mean, I believe you've been showing it in different places in the US. And whom have you been trying to reach? Have you been trying to reach the American audiences too?
Yeah, and whichever city we go, we talk to policymakers, we talk to a lot of congressmen, senators, and the health workers, doctors, scientists, researchers. And luckily, a lot of Indians are ruling the medical research and science in US, so they have good connections, so that's how we have been doing it. And obviously, the general
Rakesh
diaspora.
Kaul had a question.
Are Rakesh ji, namaste. Are namaste.
What a beautiful. Please.
So, Vivek ji, you may remember when I saw your first movie, I said you were India's first Mahasas director. Mahasas meaning displaying mad courage. Today, as I saw this movie, and like everybody else, riveted by the story, tears, I was marveling at how you told the story when the world was facing darkness. Now, I'll share something interesting with you. Bharat is often described as Sone ki Chidiya, the golden bird, right? But before that, Vivek ji and Pallavi ji, India was described as the land of chamatkar stories. Chamatkar. And this story is the first chamatkar story to come out of India. And as India becomes a land, and as Indians become people that bring chamatkars for humanity, you and Pallavi will have the honor of creating the first chamatkar story out of India. Thank you.
So I am Dr. Nishya Mishra. I did my PhD from NIB Pune. I am very, very good friends of Barsha, Pragya, all of them. And you did wonderful job playing Priya Abraham. She's exactly like that. Panic, but prepared. And what a beautiful movie. And I know you kept lot of information not displayed here because I was all the part of so many conversations. What a wonderful movie. And I have been working on COVID last 2-3 years since it started in IV and in China, everywhere. But this is like, and I think we converse also, this is the start for India, a scientific freedom. I worked during the previous outbreaks when I was working as a PhD student. Every time there's dependency on somebody else, that barrier, that chain we have broken, and there is so much prosperity in the future that I wish all the best to your movie. Only one question, would you be dubbing in multiple languages this movie or not?
See, we make very small budgeted films, but if all of you become brand ambassadors and write to everybody on WhatsApp tonight to watch this film, if more people watch this, if we have money, we'll dub. I want to dub in Spanish and English also.
Yeah, wonderful.
So, yes.
Sir, excuse me.
एक second, madam, एक second. एक second. He's been in
I have
line
been
for
very patient as well as excited. Sorry, my name is Rajiv. I'm a physician here. I did my MD medicine from AIMS. So it's very emotional for me to see Dr. Balram Bhargav, who has been one of our teachers. I can tell you, he's not like the one he was portrayed in the movie as a person. So, but he's a great man, and thank you so much for portraying him as a different man and whatever you have done for us.
See, the side of Dr. Bhargav you saw was of a professor.
Right.
The side of Dr. Bhargav people saw, the women saw here, is exactly the way he was, like a dictator, but he got his job done.
Right.
Thank you, Ji. So Arif Ji, last question we can take. Arif Ji is from London and a great activist, and he champions the cause of India.
विवेक जी, मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगा क्योंकि हिंदी में फिल्म थी, सबको आती है हिंदी. थैंक यू वेरी मच विवेक जी, आपने वो कड़वे सच सोसाइटी को दिखाए हैं जो किसी को नहीं पता. शास्त्री जी का मर्डर हुआ था, ये शायद किसी को नहीं पता था, आपने बताया. कश्मीर फाइल्स, कितनों को पता था कि कश्मीरी जेनोसाइड हुआ है, वो आपने बताया. आज ये सच बोला. Thank you, and thank you for changing the course of Indian cinema. Thank you.
Now we will go on.